Hello everybody, I am Fuzzyface and welcome back to this McLaren career on Motorsport Manager. We're back today with part 12. We have only got 4 races left in the season. We've got Singapore coming up today, then we follow that up with Suzuka tomorrow. And then on the last day, on Sunday, I might do 2 separate episodes doing the Speedway track in America and Sao Paulo in Brazil, just to get this season wrapped up nicely on Sunday, and then we can start the new season on Monday. So that is what I think I'm going to do. As you can probably see, I have downloaded a real track name mod. You can get the mod on racedepartment.com. It does mean replacing the resources.assets file in your Steam folder for the game, which does mean once the new patch comes out, it will be taken back to the old track names that are in the vanilla game until a update to this mod is released. But we're going to go with it here. A lot of the tracks, well, the tracks are right. Obviously the Portuguese one has just gone to Estoril, which hasn't actually been a track since, I want to say, the mid-90s. It could be a little bit earlier than that, but obviously we've got places like Sakhir, the Bahrain track. It does actually have the wrong flag. We've also, I think there's another one with the wrong flag as well. There's a couple with the wrong flag. They're just the Abu Dhabi and the Sakhir, because the vanilla game has them based this way around, but the flags haven't actually been swapped around in the mod. I don't know if there's actually a way to do that ourselves. I might have to try and figure that out. But obviously we've got Monaco, it does have the South African flag. We've got a couple of sponsorship deals due. What have we got? Shell V-Power, 1.8 up front, 3 times for the United Kingdom. It's only going to last 4 races. We're not going to be travelling to Silverstone in the next 5 races. So we're going to go for the upfront payment, because we don't usually go for the one that offers the first place payment, because qualifying we don't usually finish in first place. I know we've become accustomed to finishing first in the race, but we're not going to go for that. And again, we're just going to look for the upfront payment here, and we'll go with NGK spark plugs, 1 million upfront, 1.3 for the races as well. This is possibly going to be the one that we accept during the races, so we got a nice upfront payment, and we'll be getting 1.3 million per race. Other than that, we're not doing anything on the car. I have evened the cars up a little bit once again. Last time out, Fernando Alonso got our totally best car. He got the best car that we could put out. He didn't have that much of a difference over Lewis Hamilton, but Fernando is delighted with this car. Lewis not as happy because it's a little bit, he's got, as you can see, Fernando's got the better rear wing and the better gearbox, whereas Hamilton's got the better suspension. They're pretty equal on the front wing and the better brakes, whereas the engine is about the same. So here we've got gearbox and brakes. So gearbox, brakes, so they've both got a part that's even for crucial, and the front wing's nearly the same. So both of these cars should be pretty even around the Singapore track. Other than that, I don't think we've got much else going on, because as I said, we're not developing any new parts now heading into next season. I might just build another rear wing, because that's getting a little bit behind. So we might just do this one rear wing. We can put 3 parts in this car, which is probably the best we can do, other than putting this legendary one in it when it comes available. So we build for next season. So we'll go plus 50, we'll go plus 25, and we'll go plus 40. So that gets us up to 1139 that we can get that part up to. We build that 13 days after the race is going to be ready. So we'll just fill in the sponsorship offers. 1.3 for NGK. Should be 1266 if we can pick that up, but obviously if Lewis finishes first for this, it does take quite a bit off, or if Alonso finishes first. And as we can see, they're happy and delighted as we've been through. So we're going to jump into qualifying now and practice. We'll come back when it's time to go through the grid order, and we'll take things from there. So here we go with the grid for the Singapore Grand Prix. As is becoming usual in this game, we've got the prancing horses, the 2 Ferraris on the front row of the grid. Sebastian Vettel almost got caught out in Q2. As you can see, we've got fresh tyres on at the start of the race. That is because Q2, it was a wet session. It was mainly done on intermediates, although we set our quickest laps on the dry tyres, so I'm not sure why we're not actually forced to use our dry tyre. Sebastian Vettel actually just squeaked into the top 10. He was the only one that did a lap, or whose fastest lap was done on the intermediates, but he still managed to get into the top 10. He almost got caught out. He was in 9th place after Q2. A lot of other drivers did get caught out in Q3 and Q2, as you'll see as we go down. But anyway, we're on the second row. Lewis, tiny bit ahead of Fernando Alonso. Our 2 drivers very close in this race. Third row of the grid, we've got a Force India of Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz really high up the grid in 6th place in the Renault. Force India of Esteban Ocon in 7th, and the Toro Rosso of Kvyat doing excellent, getting up to 8th place. Jolyon Palmer starts for 9th place, his first time in the top 10 this season in the 2nd Renault. And Kevin Magnussen in a Russian time doing excellent, getting himself up into 10th place, but obviously that is because a lot of teams got caught out. And Daniel Ricciardo all the way down in 11th in his Williams. He's 3rd in the championship at the moment. Disappointing for him. Pascal Wehrlein in the Sauber in 12th. Max Verstappen a long way back in 13th in the Red Bull. Rio Haryanto getting himself up to 14th place in the Russian time, ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn in the Red Bull in 15th. And then look at this, we've got the first Mercedes car, 16th place, Jenson Button, who we did get an email about. It looks like he's going to be retiring at the end of the season, so Mercedes will be looking for a new driver as well. Then we've got Pierre Gasly in the Toro Rosso 17th, Jerome D'Ambrosio in the Williams 18th, and the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson 19th. And look at that, Valtteri Bottas in the 2nd Mercedes, all the way at the back of the grid, 20th place, 8 seconds behind. Just totally caught out by the weather, didn't get a decent lap in, so hopefully we can get a good start here. It's going to be a 2-stop race. We're starting on the super soft, and then we're going to have to swap to 2 pairs of soft tyres. Hamilton gets beaten by Alonso to the first corner and to the second. Alonso makes it stick down the inside line. Alonso now, it's Vettel who's dropped back. Raikkonen's managed to get past Vettel here. Alonso battling. Alonso can't get anything to stick though past Sebastian Vettel. No, he can't. Hamilton under pressure at the moment from Sergio Perez. We should be able to hang on to that over the Force Indias. We have surpassed the Force Indias now, where we're not under any real trouble from them. We know we're actually the quicker car for once than them. We've actually got a better engine than them. I think we've got the 3rd best overall rated engine at the moment. And we've got the best engine at the moment going into next season. Obviously, we can't put that in the car. Hamilton coming back at Alonso here. Hamilton coming back. Just let these 2 guys race. Alonso's got the inside line. Can he hold on? Goes around the outside. He should have the inside line on the next corner, but he's not close enough. Gives up the place to Lewis Hamilton. And we're going to turn down our tyres now. I think we've pushed enough. We'll let the fuel get to about 1.3 on this track before we start turning down. Just try to keep pace with the Ferraris. We know the Ferraris are really quick. If we can keep pace with them, we know they're probably going to make a mistake in the pit stop, or they're going to have to come in to change some parts, which has been the norm this season. Otherwise, we would have been in a furious battle at this point towards the end of the season with the Ferraris. I'm hoping that they can pick that up for next season. But there we go, Hamilton flying past. We've actually got a lot of boost here, so we'll start using some boost now. Hamilton should be able to boost himself into 1st place. We'll turn off the boost. Alonso, meanwhile, boosts himself into 2nd place. And there we go. We take down both Ferraris in one move. Ferrari's on the slower tyre at the moment. We'll try to cool our tyre down a tiny little bit. We'll try and go as far as we can on these super soft. We know we're actually a little bit quicker. Look at that. We've already got a massive gap over the Ferraris at the moment. What are they doing? They're not really pushing the fuel. We're going to turn down our fuel pretty soon. So without any tricks, well, not any tricks, but without any of the Ferrari reliability problems, we are quicker. Raikkonen dropping down the order. He's actually lost a place now to Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez on the quicker tyre. Obviously, the super soft working really well here in Singapore. The weather is not the hottest, so I'm just going to try and make these tyres last a little bit. Alonso currently behind. Let's get a little bit further in front. We'll get Alonso, try and get a little bit of a toe off Hamilton. We're in his dirty air, and then we'll get Hamilton back. He'll go down to about the same, and then we'll start harvesting just in case there's any sort of late challenge later on. And maybe we should have Alonso push a little bit more. I mean, Hamilton push a little bit more, because he can go on his tyres a lot longer than Fernando Alonso can. So it doesn't really matter if he burns through his a little quicker. We'll try and get it to the point where Hamilton needs to come in first. And we're going to go medium now. We should be able to just recover the fuel from this point in the race. Yes, we know you're churning through these tyres, Lewis, because we're trying to get you into the pits first. So he is about equal now with Alonso. So he should start going past what Alonso's doing. He's got a 4-second gap over Alonso at the moment. It's just a shame we can't push Alonso the same. But his tyres, like you can see, we're going in overtake mode with Hamilton. They're still pretty similar for what they're doing on these tyres. As you can see, as we come in for the soft tyres, Lewis can do 10 laps on a soft tyre, whereas Alonso can only do 9. So it doesn't work out for him some of the races because he can't push his tyres as much as Lewis can. Because we know Pierre Gasly has been given a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. I don't know who he collided with. Possibly Ericsson. But we're going to get Lewis into the pits on this lap. He's going to come in for the soft tyre. We know he can comfortably go from the end of the race from here on a soft tyre. He's going to come in. We'll boost him into the pits. Got medium. And Alonso's going to come in this lap. He's going to use some of his boost. And then we'll swap to the soft tyre with Fernando Alonso. This is his one chance of winning this race if he can get far enough ahead. Hamilton out of the pits pretty quickly, but it's possibly because of this little... He cut some of the track out, so maybe the pit stop doesn't take that long. We're going to see where Alonso is. Hamilton managed to get back out into third place. Hopefully Alonso doesn't have a bad pit stop here. Just changing the tyres. Hamilton way in the lead here. And come on, decent pit stop all around. Alonso back out into fourth place. We'll use some boost to try it. No, Raikkonen's using his boost. We'll just sit off him a little bit. Can't overtake him at the moment. Vettel is coming into the pits pretty soon. Doesn't look to be having any problems with his car for once, but we are actually ahead of him. Raikkonen is going to be the first car of the Ferraris into the pits. No problems with him. Vettel going another lap. His soft tyre is running down here. They are going to go onto the super softs at some point in this race, so we just want to cover them off. But I think we're far enough ahead. We're going to watch Raikkonen come through the pits now. Raikkonen, is he going to just change his tyres? In and out for Raikkonen. So Ferrari looking like they don't have any reliability problems at the moment, but we know we're far enough ahead. Hamilton does have a lot more boost left than Alonso. We'll try and tie them up to 24, 23. Yeah, that'll do. Alonso now back up into third place after the Ferraris made their pit stop. Come round. Vettel has come into the pits. He's stuck in the pits. He didn't seem to be having any problems. Oh no, I don't think he's quite stuck. Is he going to be back out in front of Raikkonen? Yes, so the first race Ferrari haven't had any reliability problems, it looks like, although they could still develop some going on. And Vettel, that's why he was on the softs, because he didn't have a pair of super soft tyres left. Raikkonen meanwhile gone to the mediums. He can't, yeah, there's no chance he can get those to the end of the race really. Vettel can't really go that far on this super soft tyre. But what's he doing at the moment? He's gone low fuel mode. Yeah, so well, he can go soft again after this, so we should be able to cover Sebastian Vettel off. Thankfully, he didn't come in for a fresh pair of super softs, otherwise he would have been able to close this gap a little bit quicker than he is doing. We're doing well enough to stay ahead at the moment. I don't think Fernando's got it in him to chase down Lewis Hamilton. We're going to try to keep both their strategies the same from now on, other than when they come into the pits. As you can see, it's possibly going to be, it's whoever goes through these tyres quickest is going to come into the pits. We could do it now, but we might as well just go as far as we can on these soft tyres. We know we should be able to cover off Sebastian Vettel because he does have to pit again. It's just Kimi Raikkonen. I'm not sure whether he's going to try and go to the end of the race on those medium tyres. So we might try and churn through these soft tyres a little bit more because we've only got 10 laps remaining. 3 left on this, so we need to go, yeah, we could get 2. We might try and burn off these tyres just so we're on the fresh pair and no one tries to undercut us. So what we'll do is we'll try burn them off. And yeah, if we just burn through these tyres, it should give us a little bit of a gap back over Sebastian Vettel, who's managed to close in on Alonso. But we know we're going to go onto a quicker tyre later on. I don't think I'm going to try to stay ahead of him here. It's just whether he can cover off, but we are going to undercut him. Should we get Alonso in this lap, because he's the one in danger from Vettel. So Alonso should be coming in first. So what we'll do is we'll go neutral. Alonso is going to come in this lap. Just so we don't get an undercut from Sebastian Vettel. We're going to go for the undercut first, and that should see off Sebastian Vettel. Then hopefully we don't have a bad pit stop here. Lewis, meanwhile, we've got a lot of boost left on him. He's got to go another lap on these tyres. We'll just keep him in neutral. Raikkonen, though, has gone a long way on these mediums. I'm still not sure if he can get to the end of the race. I think we've got enough to sort of cover him. Vettel's going to respond straight away. So Vettel's responding. We've got a pair of Toro Rossos, or yeah, 2 Saubers in the pits. Alonso is just out in front. Just out in front of Sebastian Vettel. We've got similar tyres on the car now. We can actually push these tyres. We're going to boost. Sebastian Vettel's boosting. So we just got to cover Alonso. And Vettel makes a move. Right, so what have we got left? 5 laps, can't do that. We're going to have to go for a soft tyre here. Recharge, pit strategy. We'll go balance, hopefully. Alonso managed to get back in front of Sebastian Vettel there. We're going to push these tyres a little bit. We don't want them to get too hot. We're still recovering fuel. We're going to be going high mode in a little bit. Don't really want to go high mode at the moment. Vettel's really pushing his tyres at the moment, so we're going to have to try and attack and respond to that. Try and respond. No, Vettel gets in front of Alonso. Hamilton back in and out of the pits in front of Raikkonen, who's trying to go as long as he can on these medium tyres. We can't actually go into attack mode on these tyres with Lewis Hamilton. We'll try and get him in front a little bit. Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel is 5 seconds behind. It's Raikkonen just behind, who is still hanging on to those tyres. Valtteri Bottas does the fastest lap, gets himself up into 7th. An amazing race from Bottas to get himself back up the order. Button 17th. Alonso now 4th place. We really need to just... Oh, it's going to be hard here to catch Sebastian Vettel. We know he is a lot quicker going by what he did in qualifying. He was 0.8 of a second of a lap quicker than us. Is that enough for him to try and charge down Lewis Hamilton? What we'll do is we'll try and back up on these tyres a little bit. We'll cool them down just in case. He's closing in, is Sebastian Vettel. We'll boost a little bit. We'll try and cool these tyres down a tiny little bit. Vettel is in conserve mode at the moment. We're still going high. I'm going to try and get past Raikkonen at some point. We'll try cool these tyres down as well. Got back markers around us. Vettel is within a second now, so we're going to go back into attack mode. We'll boost a tiny little bit. Are we going to be able to hold on to this lead? Ferrari car we know is a lot quicker than ours. And Raikkonen's coming into the pits now, so we'll go attack mode with Alonso as well. So where is Vettel? 2.6 seconds behind now. We've got a lot of tyre left that we're just going into attack mode. And we can go high mode after this lap if we want to. I don't think we're going to get Alonso anywhere close to Sebastian Vettel. But 3rd place on the podium. Not bad for Fernando Alonso. Lewis now 3 seconds ahead. Starting to pick up a little bit of a gap over Sebastian Vettel, who is now 3.3. We're actually getting in front of him quite a bit, a 121 to a 122, so he's at about 7/10 of a second quicker on that last lap. Covered off beautifully now. We can just go back, try and cool down a little bit. We can go high mode as well. With Fernando, we've got some boost left just in case Vettel gets close going into the final lap. I don't think he's going to be able to get close enough. He is gaining a little bit this time. He's pushing his tyres once again. We're not going to push ours just yet. Vettel uses a little bit of a boost. We do a 121.7. Sebastian Vettel does a 120.2. 1.5 seconds quicker, which is the gap that we've got at the moment. So we're going to go attack mode. We're going to use every little bit of boost that we've got. We'll save 10% just in case Vettel gets anywhere near us. We use a boost that Alonso's got. His tyres are running low. We can go into overtake mode as well. Let's get back to Hamilton. Hope he's not. Oh no, Vettel's 1.5 seconds and a bit over here. So Hamilton coming round now in to take the win. Vettel boosting. Vettel boosting. He's getting close. He's getting close. He's not enough to take it. Hamilton comes across, takes a win in Singapore. Ferrari finally over their reliability problems. Vettel takes 2nd. Alonso comes across the line in 3rd. Raikkonen gets 4th. So it's good to see. Good to see the Ferraris back on form here. We've got Force India here in their owned silver or whitish livery that they started the season on, or the car was first designed on. It's not actually the pink livery. And Bottas does amazing to get up into 6th place. Ricciardo 7th. Verstappen will be coming across the line in 8th place in the Red Bull. And then we've got Stoffel Van Dorn as well, 9th place. Esteban Ocon coming across in 10th place. D'Ambrosio Then Carlos Sainz, Kvyat, Magnussen, Palmer, Haryanto, Jensen Button all the way down in 17th. Problems with his car once again. And then we've got the Sauber of Pascal Wehrlein, the other Sauber of Marcus Ericsson, and the Toro Rosso of Pierre Gasly all the way in 20th place. So a pretty decent race day. It's nice to see Ferrari challenging us. Hopefully that is going to be the case next season. Hopefully that is what we're going to be seeing more from them next season. Checking cars, there should be no problems with any of the cars at this point. And there is one drive-through penalty received for Pierre Gasly, which is why he's so far back in the Toro Rosso. So Lewis first, Alonso third. The title now pretty much, well, yeah, pretty much out of the reach for Fernando Alonso. Vettel is only 7th place at the moment. Is he going to have enough about him to clamber back up into somewhere like 3rd place? Don't think so. Williams still 2nd, Red Bull 3rd, so it's going to be a little battle for them between who finishes 2nd and 3rd. Ferrari could still pinch it off them. Mercedes still really struggling at the moment, but I'm going to see if Ferrari can recover some of that to get back up into 2nd place. But look at us, 417 points, 239 points ahead. Mathematically impossible for any other team to catch us, so we have won the title. A pretty easy season. So I'm thinking next season we're not going to develop so many parts, because maybe that is why Ferrari are pushing. If we are aggressively pushing upgrades, whether the AI tries to match up one for one what we're doing, maybe. I'm not sure whether that is the case or not. But we got morale boost just because they finish on the podiums. 874,000 coming into the car, well, into the team, into the bank account. Yeah, so a brilliant race there overall. So that is it for another episode of this McLaren career. 1st place overall. It looks like Lewis Hamilton is on course now for the title, unless he has a couple of crashes. It's 6 wins to 2. Just have a look at the drivers. So driver battles, 229 points, both rated 8.7, but it's Hamilton's must be a tiny little bit higher. 10 podiums for Alonso. Hamilton's out-qualified Alonso 5 times, whereas Alonso has out-qualified Lewis Hamilton 7 times. So Alonso has been winning the qualifying battle this season, but Lewis Hamilton has outraced him 7 times to the 5 times and 6 wins to 2. So yeah, so that is it. We'll just finish with the interview. Mercedes AMC's Motorsports Button had a bit of a disaster in that race, finishing down in 17th. We'll just say he got unlucky. Says he's open to discussing terms with us. I think he's retiring at the end of the season. So yeah, that is where we're going to leave this episode. Another win of 1 and 3 this time instead of a 1 and 2. Ferrari seemingly over their reliability problems. It took them long enough. Hopefully they're going to do the same in Suzuka to give us a good race. Hopefully Ferrari can eke out a win somehow. Maybe change the order up a bit, because we've won most of the races apart from this one. Back in Silverstone, where we had a bit of a nightmare where Lewis Hamilton crashed, but we've been back into our normal running order. Recently we've managed to win 8 out of the 12 races so far. Who have the other wins actually been? We've had Ricciardo win a race, we've had Button win 2 races early on before his form drastically subsided as Mercedes tries to push through upgrades, and Vettel won the 3rd race of the season. So anyway, if you are not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, all the usual stuff. But until next time, I will see you down the road in Japan for the Suzuka Grand Prix, and goodbye.